The power of vision. We're going to be focusing on understanding the nature and the discipline of vision. Understanding the nature and the discipline of vision. A story is told by the president of World Vision, Mr. Ted Engeston, about a man who took his little daughter on a cruise. And the little girl, never been on a ship before, big massive cruise ship. She was too short to see over the rail, so she couldn't see. As they got in to the area of they went to the Catalina Islands, and they were on this beautiful cruise off the coast of Southern California. It's a beautiful clear day. The air was so crisp and fresh, you could see for miles. And the little girl said to her dad on tiptoes, "I can't see anything." So her father bent down, picked her up, and put her on his shoulders, and he held her feet. And when he stood up with her, she was taller than everybody else on the deck. And for the first time, she was able to look out on the ocean from the perspective of a cruise ship. And you could see nothing. They were in the middle of the ocean in the passage. And the little girl, as children do, expressed something that I hope you will leave this session with. She said, "Daddy, Daddy, I can see farther than my eyes can look." That little girl's statement shows the essence of vision. The ability to see farther than your eyes can look. Only by seeing what is not there can you bring something new and creative and exciting into existence. Only by seeing something that is not there. Progress in humanity's journey is only made by people in history who saw things that were not there. Vision is seeing the future before it comes into being. I repeat, vision is seeing the future before it comes into being. I want to live that little girl's statement for the rest of my life. I want to always see farther than my eyes can look. The old woman, Corrie ten Boom, who wrote the book God's Tramp, a movie was made out of her life. The movie is called The Hiding Place. It's a great woman who protected the Jews during the Nazi occupation in Poland and other areas. They asked her a question: how can you be so energetic at age 82? Traveling around the world with your one suitcase, trumping in every country. She was 82 and still traveling and preaching. They said, "What's the key to your energy?" She said, in a broken Polish language, she said, "Look down and be oppressed. Look around and be depressed. Look up and be at rest." If you had to live based on what your eyes saw every day, you have a right to be depressed. Vision is a gift from God. I want to first talk a little bit about how vision helps you to make decisions. The greatest gift God ever gave man is the power of choice, the ability to decide, to make decisions. That's the greatest gift God ever gave man. It may also be the greatest curse, because it also gave man the power to decide against God. You are not a robot. You are a free moral agent that has the power of a will. It's a gift from God. But secondly, the most dangerous responsibility given by God to man is the same power of choice. If life came with a manual, we would have no problems. You know, when you buy a toaster or a car or a refrigerator or a CD player, isn't it great they got a book in the box? It comes with a manual, just in case you don't even know how to turn it on. They tell you how to turn it on. They show you all the details. They give you instructions. Wouldn't life be great if it came with a manual? It doesn't, because God gave you a will. The most difficult thing in life is having to decide among the alternatives. That's the toughest thing in life. Every day, they say, everybody makes at least, ready for this, 7,000 to 10,000 decisions every day. The average human makes 7,000 to 10,000 decisions every day. That includes just to open your eyes in the morning. And some of you don't. Clock rings, you reach over, bam, kill the clock. Because it takes a decision to obey the clock. To decide to get up after you open your eyes. How many of you know that when it's cool in the Bahamas, with a little bit of draft outside, you need a lot of God to come out of the bed? Some of y'all was a little late this morning. I noticed I was a little rough rolling out of there, because it takes a decision just to sit up. You know, when I was irresponsible and procrastinative in my spirit, I used to actually sit up in the bed and then lay back down. Now, y'all never did that, only me. It takes a decision to even move away from the bed. And I've done that a few times and went back. See, life is filled with them. Decisions. Deciding to go to the bathroom is a decision. Some folks don't bathe, they put on clothes. The decision to bathe is a decision. And then to bathe completely is another decision. Anybody here? See, sometimes you think it's not, it is a decision. In the Bahamas, we got cowboy and Indian. But you know what a cowboy is, right? Y'all do it in Texas too, right? Yeah, cowboy is, you wet the cloth, you wipe your face under your arm, and that's it, out of the house, gone. It takes a decision to take it all off and go in and take the shower. It's a decision to pray in the morning. Most people don't take that decision. It's a decision what to wear. And then you change your mind 3 times. Life is filled with them. So the problem of life is, how do you make decisions among the alternatives? And that's the tough part, because we're going to show you today how to minimize your complications. My decisions in life are not difficult. I have fun making decisions because I know how to make decisions. Here's some thoughts I want you to write down if you can get them. The most challenging task in life is not making decisions, but knowing which decisions to make. True? Yes. Let's put it this way. Everybody, every day, is a decision maker. Even the decision not to decide It's a decision. It's impossible not to ever make a decision. Impossible. And so the difficulty in living on earth is deciding what to decide. I have seen people spend their lives wasting time because they made decisions that were not relevant to their pursuit. The reality of life is that you are the sum total of all the decisions you make every day. That's what you are. You are nothing less and nothing more. In essence, you and I become exactly what we decide. That's why it's important to make decisions the right way and make them the right time and make them with the right people, because whatever you decide becomes your life. An alcoholic is a man who decided to take a first drink 25 years ago. A chain smoker is a student who is now 80 years old, but it was 8 when he took his first puff. See, every decision determines your future. Everybody say halftime. I believe today is halftime for some people. You know, when you play games like basketball games and football games, they always have what they call halftime. Thank God for halftimes. You ever seen those teams at halftime? They are down, they are losing, and they go into the locker room and they meet with the coach, and the coach makes some adjustments. The coach makes some alternative decisions, and when they come back out, the whole team changes and they win. That's the way life is for some of you today. God has made you come to this meeting today to make some adjustments in your life so you don't keep making the same mistakes, the wrong decisions, and end up losing the game of life. Adjustment. Let's talk a little bit about a statement that Paul made. Powerful statement. In the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 12. 1 Corinthians 6 verse 12. Make sure you turn to that and underline it in your Bible. It's a verse that really has kept me from a teenager, and it still keeps me today. Here are one of those secrets that your senior pastor is going to give you. This verse shall protect you. If you understand it, it'll keep you. It's one of those verses that has in it all of life. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 12. Paul, the apostle of the first century church, wrote these words. I quote, "Everything is permissible for me, but not everything is beneficial." Then he continues, "Everything is permissible for me, but I will not be mastered by anything." End quote. What a statement. Paul says anything is permissible. That means I can do anything I want. I am a free will agent. No one can control my life. I can decide whatever I want, he says. But look at the next statement. He says, but not everything is what? Beneficial. Your life should be controlled by what is beneficial. Now, the question of life is, how do you know what is beneficial to you? That's what vision is all about. Everybody, every day, have to deal with what to decide. And there's the challenge again. What do I decide to do? Where do I get the foundation for my decision making? Well, here's what I want to talk to you about. Vision disciplines you to make decisions correctly. The quality of your decisions is determined by the quality of the information that you have. And so if you want to make good decisions, you got to get what? Good information. If you want to make better decisions, you got to get better information. In other words, your decisions can only be as good as the information you have. This is one of the reasons why in this organization and in this ministry, I pound so much on knowledge. Because the more knowledge you get, the higher your quality of information to make quality decisions. You possess the power to decide whatever you want, so therefore you need to make sure that what you know is what you want. Why is decision making so important? Because discipline is created by the power of choice. Discipline is created by what? The power of choice. Paul says, I will do nothing that is not beneficial. Let me define beneficial for you. Benefit is anything that contributes to the fulfillment of your ultimate desire. Beneficial means anything that contributes to the fulfillment of your ultimate desire. That's beneficial. For example, if your ultimate desire this year is to lose 100 pounds, that's your desire. The first thing you need to do now is to have a vision of that desire. Now, right now you wear 18 or 21, but you have a vision of yourself. You see yourself in a 7, and that's possible. It's possible. Once you see the vision, now you've got to what? Discipline yourself. Which means that you got, watch this now. When you go to Cheesecake Factory, or you go to the buffet down at Seaside, Bayside, whatever that side is you'll go to down there, and you see all the thousands of choices. Everybody say, help me, Jesus. Yes, sir, you need help when you walk in there. You look at all those 3 different types of rices, 10 different types of meat, pork chop, this chop, lamb chop, that chop. Then they got ribs down there. Oh, you should help me. Chicken and ribs. Woo! 15 different cakes and a few puddings. I mean, you look at this thing and you go, Lord, I need you. Now watch this. Watch this. Paul says everything is permissible. See, when you pay that fee at the door, everything is what? Permissible. Now, never wake up and go into your day without a vision of your future. Before you enter the place, get it in your mind. I see myself. Size 7, right. There's a 7 going into this room. And when you see that potato salad alongside the slaw, brushing up against the corn and right next to the ribs, that vision rises up and says, I am here, size 7. And your flesh says, all things are permissible for me to do. But your spirit says, but not all things are beneficial. Clap your hands, you're going to know what I understand. Yeah. Your decisions are totally at the mercy of your vision. And if you have no vision, that's why you keep making dumb decisions. Permissible means you are open season. Beneficial means there's some things you won't permit. Controls your life. This is called discipline. Let me define discipline for you. This is Dr. Myles Munroe's definition of discipline. I read 1,000,000 books and 1,000 definitions and But this is the one that I crafted out of the Word and out of 35 years of study. Discipline is self-imposed standards and self-imposed restrictions that you put on yourself that are motivated by a desire that is greater than all the alternatives. Now you got to memorize that statement and meditate on it for a minute. What is discipline? Out loud. What is discipline? Discipline is what? Self-imposed standards and restrictions motivated by a desire greater than the alternatives. Here's what it means. It means discipline is when you police yourself because there's something that you want to achieve that is more important than the other temptations. Self-discipline is the highest order of living. A man or woman who has no self-discipline is guaranteed to fail. Guaranteed to fail. It's self-imposed. When a person is not self-disciplined, here's a new word to write down, they must be other disciplined. Other discipline. If you can't discipline yourself, then life has a way of having others discipline you. That's why God gave you birth with parents. And if you didn't have one, you had guardians. Why did God give you these old people? Because you see, God knows that you have no self-discipline as a child. So he needs to give you external discipline until you learn personal discipline. And there are people who are 50 years old and still children. No self-discipline. I see them all the time and I just smile. It takes discipline to go and work on a job for 20 years. Especially with a big dream. It takes discipline. Jesus knew his vision at age 12. He said it to his parents, I must be about my Father's business. But then he immediately, the Bible says, next verse says, he went home and submitted to them. And stayed in the house, submitted to his father, worked in the construction company with his daddy for 30 years. That takes discipline when you know your future.
That's right.
Because discipline protects vision. Discipline creates something that you were not born with and the Holy Spirit cannot give you. But that which is necessary for you to succeed. Discipline creates character. It doesn't matter how big your vision is. It will die in the absence of character. Because character comes from vision when discipline is in action. It takes a lot of discipline to succeed in your vision. Discipline, here's another definition, is decisions dictated by a determined destiny. That's a Myles Munroe original again. What is discipline? Decisions that are dictated by your determined destiny. In other words, once you see a destiny that you are determined to go to, then that controls every decision you make. You decide that my destiny is to be a doctor that serves people, and you are 16 years old, and a young man buys you a ring, $15. He says he loves you, wants to sleep with you at 16. You got some decisions to make. If your destiny is to be that doctor, and you are determined to make it there, then your decisions immediately kick in and they dictate your behavior. And you tell them, I would really like to sleep with you, you know, because all my friends doing that. But that decision will not take me to my destiny. It will derail me. And when you refuse him, God calls it discipline. Your friends call it weak, not in the now. You're not up to date. You're chicken. God calls it what? Discipline. The key to discipline, therefore, is vision. What's the key to discipline? Vision. What's the key to discipline? Vision. Young man, get a vision for your life. If you get a vision for your life, it'll dictate and protect you. I was married as a virgin at age 25. Right here in an island 7 miles wide, 21 miles long. Most of my friends had babies before they were 16, 17. I married my wife as a virgin, at age 25. How old are you, young man? Don't answer the question. How old are you, young woman? Was I special? Nope. I was in Baintown. Oh, you need Jesus to survive Baintown. I kept myself because I had a dream. At age 13, I wrote down everything I'm doing right now. Much of what I am doing in my life was on paper at age 13. And that guided me all through high school, all through junior high school, all through the little girlfriend, boyfriend period. Every time when them girls get close to me, I say, I heard that y'all will disrupt me. I want to go somewhere, and I don't want nothing to stop me. I am permissible to do this, but this is not beneficial to me. I had a vision for my life. I'll tell you something. The greatest gift God ever gave man is not the gift of sight, but the gift of what? Vision.